Don't bust yourself with aces too. That would be very unfortunate.
What makes you believe you're going to get aces?
Pass.
Raise again.
Takes
Raise to
220.
Raise them all,
Take.
fish. Every
Pass.
pot.
Call.
Dank,
Pass.
Mr. Bait.
Pass.
Checking.
Check. Check. $6,000. Called. Check. 14,000.
Raise it.
Raise.
$26.
26,000 more.
All in.
All in.
Fishy, fishy, fishy. Who knew I'd make a full house this early in the game, buddy? I think it's bye-bye, Phil. I don't know how I can lay this down.
You're the best.
I'm trying to lay this down, but I can't do it. How much does he have? Did he turn nines full on me?
$53,000.
Wow. This is sick. Well, this is what it's going to take to get me out of the Premier League. Hands like this one, I guess. I can't lay this down. Sixes full is good.
Ace 5.
Oh, I had nothing. Not even a pair. 7-8, I made a straight in the end.
Really?
Yeah,
You had 7-8?
made a straight in the end.
That sucked into.
Made a straight in the end. Fish. What?
Yeah, somebody's going to slip up. Somebody is bound to slip up.
Yeah, I don't see anybody slipping up here. Nobody has anything. And this is going to be very frustrating for Tony G. Well, I take it back. Patrick, we've seen him make some moves with ace-4s already. That's one of the hands he likes to play.
What kind of history do Patrick and Tony G have, I wonder? Obviously, they were in different groups in this Premier League, but they certainly go back a few years in the top tier gambling.
I would guess they haven't had a lot of history. They might have played on a high-stakes cash game once or so, but Patrick is going to make the call. And Tony G finally getting some action on the Kings. Let's see if he wants it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Ace, ace, 4. A full house for Patrick Antonius.
Mike, this is going to get ugly. I do believe that these cards are going to get shown. And I think that Zasco, who now rests on the top of Tony G's chips, might find himself out in the dog pound.
Well, let's go and check again on the turn. How can he check kings twice here? Now the 3 of clubs comes off. Patrick has to make a bet here at this pot, doesn't he? Man's checked twice in a row. He's checking again.
Checked again? Oh, no! Tony G's taking the bait!
Bet 40.
He took the bait!
Well, he took the bait, and now he's going to be so angry because
he's hooked.
He's not going to see the hand. Obviously.
I don't know.
Unbelievable that Patrick checked the third time there, knowing how quick Tony G was checking behind him.
Mike, I mean, this could be the end of Tony. How big is Patrick going to raise right now?
When he raises, Tony's going out, I promise you. And Tony's going to be kicking himself for betting here. He checked it twice. He just couldn't stand it a third time. Well, look at all the time.
Right now, there's a quiet on the table. There's a calm, and it's only the calm before the storm.
Raise.
Well, look at this. Tony's shaking his head.
170.
He knows he's been had.
What a slippery play by Patrick, and just outstanding. I'm trapped, Tony says. I know I'm trapped.
Yeah. Look at the size of the raise too. 140,000. 130,000. This is just like a frustration call here.
Call.
That's a bad call by Tony, I think. Patrick's just not going to make a play here in that spot without an ace in that spot at a minimum.
Kings. Hold on, Patrick. That's the patience.
Oh, he hates that. That could have been his Premier League.
I got king.
Checked, checked, checked. And the flop just hated him, Mike.
Incredible. What a dealer this guy is.
How could you play the hand any better? Checking 3 times in a row. Finally, Tony takes the bait and fell right in the well.
He was drawing dead on the flop.
You're the best. That was mine for the last hour.
Wow, this is a good spot for Torelli. Trickett's open this pot. Locke called. Jungle Man called from the button. And now Trickett's picked up this, Torelli's picked up this hand in the big blind.
Rear is 2,800.
It's a fairly sturdy re-raise.
Cut.
How much, Phil?
And fold.
Do you have another stack of yellow? I can't see. Oh, like do you have 10 in yellow or like
I'm gonna
30?
do it. I'm gonna expose
Yeah, okay. I mean,
But Locke's peeled off the flop here. Now, these guys are deep. They're both like 50,000 deep. Holy Toledo. Aces against the flop straight.
Yeah, this could be a big pot here, but Torelli's unlikely to lose a very big hand with aces here.
Well, now the pot's already 7,000. So, I mean, like, unless he's just going to go check, call, if he leads and Locke calls, I mean, this pot can get so big so fast. Is the mistake, Scott, or not the mistake, the clue, if there's ever going to be one for Torelli, that as soon as he gets called here by Locke, he'll realize it really hits Locke's sort of set mining range or something like that?
Yeah, it sets, and obviously when he hits this board, he hits it pretty well. If he doesn't hit a set or a straight, he's going to hit a pair and a straight draw.
Bet 3,000.
And Phil makes a very small bet, 3,000, less than half pot. Decides to just check call, and this is why. I mean, Alex is playing this hand very well now.
Well, but even playing it like this.
It's actually a great card for Alex. Brings, a 4-card straight on the board.
450.
Now he can beat even less.
That's 8,000.
Even the hand, if he had a straight draw, he got there with an 8. If he had a 10 in his hand, he likely also had a, 2 pair now with a 9 or a 7.
So hard to lay down aces head up still.
I think he can do this right here on the turn, and he just can lose the minimum if he can find a fold here.
He just knows, doesn't he, Scott, that there could be another bet. The next bet could be...
I mean, that's what he's thinking in his mind right now. He's thinking, I might have the best hand, but am I willing to call a bet on the river that's going to be 20,000? And I don't think he is with this board complexion. Not to mention, the board can just get worse. An 8 comes, and what does he do? Or a jack. I mean, like, there's a lot of bad river cards to even compound things, but Phil just has to hit this board in so many ways, at least a piece of it. He very rarely has absolutely nothing here.
And I think overall, Locke is going to be best barreling the river big, don't you? It's such a polarizing bet right now. If he was bluffing, he would do it.
Yeah, he's got 36,000. He could, his stack size is where he can ship it here if he wanted to.
All
Yep,
in.
and he does. He bets 36,000 into 30,000, which is basically a pot-size shove. And this is so polarized. He either has a straight or he
Like
doesn't.
35 Phil?
It even brings a backdoor flush, but Phil isn't concerned about that. He decides to ship it because if Torelli had the flush anyway, he would have bet and called off, so it made no difference.
This is now potentially the biggest pot of big game 6 so far. Torelli, you always have aces in these spots, don't you? He's calling! He called him!
He's not
He
gonna be-
flopped the straight!
Bravo.
He flopped the straight. He got paid off all in on the river after the 10 came and the club.
But I just.
And Alec knows.
I think I have you covered, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Alec knows he was supposed to fold. It was just that little thing. He went with his gut there. He went with his gut, and his gut was wrong. And Scott, he is buried now. He is now. He's just lost his profit. He was the big winner.
Nice info.
Phil Locke has got all the money, and he's going nowhere. This is after Jennifer Tilly took 100,000 pounds out of the last game.